throws it down with a right hand.
Your home for the NBA. San Antonio's Sports Center.
San Antonio Spurs are back from the Rodeo Road Trip tonight as they take on the Sacramento Kings. Coming out of the All-Star break, tip-off set for 9 o'clock. And according to the San Antonio Express News, the wheels seem to be in motion for the likely new site of the new Spurs Arena when the University of Texas Board of Regents conditionally approved a plan to lease or sell the Institute of Texan Culture's property to the city of San Antonio.
Is extra innings with pleasure.
Truth is, I am Iron Man.
Rock and roll! The Texans win it!
You've been called the Da Vinci of our time. What do you say to that?
Absolutely ridiculous. I don't paint.
That goal is history. A walk-off home run.
And it's going to be legendary.
James Pledger wraps your day with insight, opinion, plenty of sarcasm, and of course, your calls. He'll even pour a beer out the door for his favorite story of the day. This is Extra Innings with Pledger. Now, here's Pledge.
What's up, Danger? Can't stop me now.
Welcome into Extra Innings with Pleasure right here on San Antonio Sports Star 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. I am James Pledger. Thanks for joining me this evening. Whether you're listening on 94.1, sasportstar.com, or you're watching live via our YouTube stream, Twitch stream, at SA Sports Star. Appreciate everybody for tapping in already. Be sure to like, subscribe, do what you do right there on our YouTube channel. We appreciate everything we can get. There's a lot to get into today on today's show, more than I thought there was going to be to get into. As the Spurs get back from the All-Star break, they get set to continue the Rodeo Road Trip. The rodeo wraps up this weekend. So the Spurs are getting close to coming home next week. What do you expect out of the second half of the season? All of these questions I pose to you. You can tap in the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube stream at SA Sports Star. Drop a comment in there. Let me know what you think, or you can feel free to call in, be a part of the show in any way you choose. That is 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776, or you can get at me on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all those great social media formats. I am at I Am Pledger. But as I mentioned in SportsCenter, the San Antonio Express News is reporting that the possible wheels are in motion for the new Spurs stadium, likely new downtown arena, as the University Texas Board of Regents conditionally approved a plan to lease or sell the site where the Institute of Texan Culture's property is to the city of San Antonio. And that's important in the terms of A, it's going to the city of San Antonio. B, it is across the highway from where the Alamo Dome currently stands. And C, because there has also been talks about Austin, San Antonio, and a joint Major League Baseball venture by ESPN's Jeff Passan recently. But there was, in this MySA article, there was talk, according to sources familiar with the matter, that a city official discouraged the mission's owners last year from pursuing the Institute of Texan Culture's site as a location for a new ballpark, likely because City Hall was already contemplating it for a new home for the Spurs. So that also feeds into this is property that will be leased or sold to the city in an effort to get the Spurs a new arena, in which they have one of the oldest arenas in the NBA. It is damn near 30 years old now, and you can put a new coat of paint on it. You can upgrade the interior. It doesn't change the fact that A, it's in the middle of nowhere, and B, it's unless you're going to a Spurs game or a concert because you have to, because that's where it's at, there's no reason to want to be in that area of town. I speak from personal experience. Unless I had to A, go cover a Spurs game, B, was going to a Spurs game to watch it, or C, going to a concert or an event there that I have planned at the Frostbank Center, then uh, I I'm ne- I've never accidentally driven by the Frostbank Center. It's never just been something that, oh, hey, look, there it is. It's not a side of town you go to. It's not a part of town you go to. It's an industrial part of town. There's nothing around it. There's no reason to keep you there. And if you've been to any of these new downtown arenas, the vibe is so much greater at these places, whether it is Xfinity Live in Philadelphia, where they have all of their ballparks surrounding this awesome bar restaurant district that is all leading into this one spot. Or I know a lot of Cowboy fans. You ever go to Texans Live up there in between the ballpark in Arlington and AT&T Stadium at Jerry World? Awesome, awesome venue. Whether you are going to the games or just want to be around the vicinity of the area of the games, because once everybody comes out from the games, you get to party with them because they are all heading there too. The Deer District in Milwaukee, the new Chase Bank Center where the Golden State Warriors play now. All of these are not just state of the art. Look at LA Live, where the Lakers play at the Crypto Center. It is a booming part of town to where when you're done with the game, there are things to do. And it just makes everything so much better to me as an atmosphere, whether I'm going to the game or just want to be a part of the game atmosphere. I find it so much more enjoyable. Even if I am not attending said event, I feel like I'm a part of the event. Rudolph Gonzalez on our YouTube live feed says Hemisphere Arena, Alamo Dome, AT&T Frostbank Center, and still the Freeman Coliseum. It's all still standing. I get it. And you're gonna have to find something to do with that. And likely, you're trying to build a downtown ballpark as well for the San Antonio Missions, which would hopefully be in a very close proximity to the Alamo Dome and to where the new Spurs facility would be. It makes sense in terms of the things to do around there. I had to go to the Alamo Dome a few weekends ago. There was this huge cheerleading competition. My best friend's daughter was in it. So Uncle Pledger was like, I'm there. Once we got done, because it was kind of an all day thing, venture down onto the Riverwalk. We end up at the Yard House and walking down the Riverwalk. And I spent a whole lot of money that I didn't intend to spend because I was there and there were things to do. And I was gonna hang out with my best friend and my nieces for as long as I could. That's that's the beauty of having a downtown arena. What say you? 656 ESPN 210-656-3776. Welcome into Extra Innings with Pledger, man.
Pledge, are
Yo.
you on?
Yeah. What's going on, my man?
It's Paulie.
What's up, Paulie?
So I've been in a lot of cities
Uh-huh.
where they have entertainment districts
Your thoughts on it?
wrapped around sports. Philadelphia, New York.
Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts on them just out of the gate?
Well, I love them when I'm there.
Yes.
But I'm a San Antonian. And I've been going to games here in San Antonio for 40 years. And if they want to build a arena where the Institute of Texas Cultures are, that's fine. But build an entertainment district around it.
Yes.
The Riverwalk is just a little too far.
I'm with you.
I think
I would love to see a bar district, restaurant district that is right, like spills basically out of the stadium and into that way they have
of course
up in Philly.
Okay, of course. And then at the Frost Center, if they would get rid of half of their barns, they could build 15 bars, restaurants that people would go to and then walk to the arena.
Sure.
I don't understand why they don't do that.
It's boggled my mind why they've never done that with that, but it just goes to show that I don't think they ever will.
Yeah, I don't think they understand the economics of it, and I think the Frost Center is going to be lost to San Antonio because I think San Antonio is going to take that hemisphere area around the Institute of Texas Cultures and make it into an entertainment district.
As well they should, because that would be the ideal situation for that area of town. And it also plays into the Spurs history, who had Hemisphere Arena and inside Hemisphere Park. And you can kind of bring that history into the new Spurs, who are paying homage to those Hemisphere teams with the City Connect jerseys that they're wearing this year.
Pledge, I went to maybe 75 games when I was a kid at the Hemisphere Arena, and we would walk to the Riverwalk, which was not a safe place back then. Because I'm very old. But I would tell you that the Riverwalk could make a gateway to the new arena at the old or the current Texas Cultures site.
Yeah.
And they can make it work.
I agree with you.
And I just, and okay, so I've made my point. I just want to say, Pledge, I've known you for 10 years.
I believe so.
And
I've been here about 13.
Think you've got, okay. Yeah, well, I've known you for that long, and I think you've come a long way as a sportscaster. And I told that to Jason the other night. And I'm very proud of you.
I appreciate it.
I knew you when you were just a producer and a board op, but you've come a long way, and I really appreciate it.
I really appreciate that, Paul. Thank you very much. That means a lot to me, especially coming from you.
I'll see you next time at the Roof.
Yeah, you know I'll be there. Don't threaten me with a good time.
See you next time.
Have a great night. Oh, Paul, thanks so much for calling in. Rudolph Gonzalez on our YouTube live feed says St. Paul's Square and Sunset Station are the perfect spot for the Alamo Dome Entertainment District. And you could build a sky bridge across the highway to where they're going to set up with the Institute of Texan Cultures. That would also make a great bar district, I think. More of your phone calls, 656 ESPN 210-656-3776. Matthew, what's going on? Welcome into Extra Innings with Pledge, my man.
Shout out Paul real quick. I'm going to retweet everything he just said. Hey, I went to a Cowboys game a few years ago, man. Dallas Live is what we need. We need literally that. I mean, the game was against the Giants, and the Cowboys blew out the Giants and everything like that. But all me and my friends and my dad talk about is the food and the bar, and watching Joe Burrow beat up on Texas that year. And it was just way too good, and it makes you want to go back. And I've been to AT&T Center and everything like that. It's not even comparable, man. But the experience itself is so so dynamic with Dallas Live and all that stuff, and just having a baseball arena next to it, even though it's being built, you just see. I don't know. You just see the vision, man, and everybody's it's way better than what we have right now, man.
Yeah,
my
Texas
dad was
Live.
telling me.
I've
My
been
dad was
there.
telling
It
me.
is so much fun.
No, it's ridiculous. It's absurd. And my father was telling me that I guess the reason why they couldn't have some new stadium by Morgan's Wonderland and by Hero Stadium or something like that, which I guess was originally the plan for AT&T Center, was because of alcohol sales or something like that. School district, whatever the case may be. But we got to, if that's the case, we got to look past that place. You know what I'm saying? Hey, let's sports without a beer.
Hey, look, trust me, I'm aware, and they have SAFC right across the street from where that's at. And trust me, I've had plenty of margaritas from El Mirasol there, so I don't think it's as big an issue as they thought it was.
And but Morgan, I think that's a perfect plot of land right there, man. The football stadium right next to it, the Dress of San Antonio, Heroes. And then you got the Morgan's Wonderland, then you got the SAFC, and you got everything around in a beautiful, beautiful area. I think that's where we go. I know the downtown arena is nice. I get that. But I just don't think the real estate is really there. And I think that you can really develop that area a little bit more in terms of land.
I'm with you, my man. I really don't care where they put it, to be honest, as long as they build a district around it to make it a destination, whether you're going to the game or not. You just want to be a part of the vibe that surrounds it.
Hey, one more question, Pledge. How much
it.
you got for Wemby tonight?
How much do I got for him?
Yeah, how much you think he's going to put up tonight, Wemby?
Coming out of the All-Star break, I think he's going to be jacked. Against Sacramento, I could see him doing 25, 10, and 4.
I'm going to book it. I'm going to book it.
All right,
I'm going to book it, Pledge. All right.
Have a great one, Matthew. Last one before we take a break. 656 ESPN 656-3776. Roland, what's going on, my man? Welcome into Extra Innings with Pleasure.
Yeah, thanks for allowing me to call in. I agree with everything that you've said and the guys have said. The Frost Bank Center is in the middle of nowhere. But when we talk about downtown San Antonio, where is talk about downtown. Is that going out to the old Lone Star Brewery area? Does that include the old Frederick building on Commerce Street? Because, those are places that can fit probably multiple sites.
Downtown me, personally, what I think of downtown when I have to go to the Alamo Dome, River Center, the Riverwalk, the Alamo, Frost Bank, when I'm going down to Pinkerton's to get something to eat, Travis Park, that is downtown to me.
Yeah. And I agree. The old Lone Star site, there's the Riverwalk is very, very close to that. Now, granted, it's further away from downtown than maybe the officials would like, but I hear the talk of the old Institute of Texan Cultures, and that's kind of like the caller just before me said, it's like, the downtown site's at premium, and they're just going to stick it someplace. I agree. We need a new stadium for both sports, but I'd be curious to see what they decide.
Look, downtown is cool. I would be great with it. To be honest, outside of putting it out like where the Missions play, I don't care where it is, as long as you build around it to where you make it an entire vibe, because there is nothing outside of the event you are going to with the Frost Bank Center. There is no reason to ever go to that side of town. There is no reason to be in that part of town, and there's no reason to stick around that part of town once you're done with whatever you're doing. I don't care if this was in the quarry, up north, out off I-10 and 1604, wherever you want to put it, it's cool. Just make it an entire vibe by building around it.
Good point. Good point.
Appreciate the phone call, Roland.
All right, sir. Bye.
Yeah. I think everybody is pretty much in line with the fact that people they want an experience when they go to the game, and the Frost Bank Center just doesn't provide that right now. And outside of Wemby, there's not a draw to get you even over to there. Now, does that change if this team is bad? You still have Wemby, so you kind of want to go see it. If it were in a better location, would there be more of a vibe surrounding this team? I think so. It remains to be seen, but I do believe location has a big effect on attendance, especially when teams are suffering through lean years. This is Extra Innings with Pleasure. I am Sports Star 941 FM, sasportstar.com. Dallas Cowboys have some very tough decisions coming up this offseason, the biggest of which could be how many of their big upcoming contracts do they pay and who gets let go in the shuffle. Could they be losing a very, very key starter in the very near future? We'll discuss next right here on Extra Innings with Pleasure on 941 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Spring Golf Classic is set Monday, March 25th at Golf Club of Texas with plenty of prizes, including a shot at $50,000 in a trip to the big game. Go to sasportstar.com and get signed up. A 4-person scramble, $120 per player to join, or a group of 4 can sign up together for $400. It's the San Antonio Spring Golf Classic, benefiting the Will Smith Foundation. Monday, March 25th, presented by Flight by Yingling and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
Somebody's knocking the door. I walk over, and there's Toby Keith. I'm like, hey, Toby Keith. He's like, hey, is Rick James in here? I'm like, yeah. He does like to smoke the weed.
Yes, he does.
Yes. We are having some celebrities, Rick James and Dan Haggerty and
Grizzly Adams?
Grizzly Adams.
Wow. Hello, Grizzly Adams.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Every Saturday morning.
Catch the John Clay Wolf Show Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-737-9944. That's 1-800-737-9944. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-737-9944. That's 1-800-737-9944.
SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercial.
My friend and I are taking a trip to Mexico this year, but neither of us speak Spanish. So we downloaded Babbel and started learning Spanish fast.
Want to start getting conversational in another language in as little as 3 weeks? Babbel's quick 10-minute lessons were designed by language experts to be the most efficient and effective way to learn a new language.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Go to Babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's Babbel.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9313. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and Yelp and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9313. That's 800-575-9313. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Gomez Law Firm has been taking care of the people of San Antonio for almost 50 years, the leader in personal injury law. Jose, tell us a little bit more about what you do.
We do ride-sharing cases, 18-wheeler cases. Obviously, we've done those for very many years. Work injuries. We will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then you need to visit joegomezlaw.com.
We've been around for almost 50 years, and we're not going anywhere.
Call the Gomez Law Firm at 736-4040.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting to dismiss. Data rates may apply. Reply stop, opt out. Go to nomoredraftyWindows.com for full offer details.
Attention all homeowners. Do you know when to replace your windows? Feeling too hot or cold? It's time to replace. Fog between the glass. Time to replace. Spending too much on expensive energy that literally goes out the window? It's definitely time to replace. If you've put off replacing windows in your home because it's too expensive, here's great news. You can now get a free in-home window consultation and free price quote from Renewal by Andersen, the company with the most 5-star reviews among leading full-service window replacement companies. And right now you can save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. Just text ENERGY to 200-300 for your free consultation on top quality affordable windows or patio doors for no dollars down, no payments, and no interest for a year. That's right, you don't pay a dime for an entire year. Plus save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. But hurry, these big dollar savings end this month. Text ENERGY to 200-300 right now. Text the word ENERGY to 200-300. Don't wait, text ENERGY to 200-300.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message data rates may apply.
Nice run. It's great being back out on the mountain. You sort of disappeared for a while. Everything okay? Between you and me, it was lower testosterone. Lower T? Yeah. The doc told me once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone, and that can make it harder to stay in shape. That's why I started taking Nugenix Total T. It's made a huge difference. Oh, I've seen that on TV. Is it for real? For sure. It's the #1 doctor-recommended testosterone booster. It boosts free and total testosterone levels to help you get back the drive and energy from your youth. My wife, my boss, my kids, everyone has noticed a change in me. Do they still give out complimentary bottles for people to try for themselves? Yes. Just send them a text.
Guys, text HATCH to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Nugenix is the #1 selling testosterone brand at GNC and Walmart. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back in shape fast, absolutely free. Text HATCH to 321-321. That's HATCH to 321-321.
Hey, it's Jim Rome, and it's great to be back in San Antonio. Join me weekdays at noon on my new home, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Welcome back into Extra Innings with Pleasure right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, SASportsStar.com. Appreciate it by calling in during that first segment or commenting on our YouTube Live at SA Sports Star. Be sure to go ahead and like, subscribe, follow along, set the notifications for when we go live. Look, downtown arena is going to be great. Just an arena with a district surrounding it's going to be great, even if it's not downtown. But downtown, it gets me excited because of the possibilities with everything that surrounds it. And the way that the Alamo Dome happened, you tax the downtown area, the hotels and restaurants, and do that tax the way they did with the Alamo Dome. Thing will be paid off in no time, and you don't even got to worry about it. So it's going to pay for itself. And then brand new shiny toy for our brand new shiny superstar in Victor Wembanyama. The Dallas Cowboys have a couple of superstars coming up for contract extensions. Dak Prescott, a lot of people don't want him to get one. In all likelihood, he will. It will be record setting and be in the range of $60 million per year, as has been reported. Salary cap's going up from about 220 to 240, 50. So a big increase there. You've got to pay Micah here. The sooner you pay him, the cheaper it will be in the long run in terms of, look, it's 34 right now at Nick Bosa. You pay him now, it's 35. You wait until after this year's free agency and some of the players that are going to hit the market. Maybe it's going to be more. Maybe you're looking at paying him 36, 38 by the time you've actually slapped the tag on him once or twice, or you try and save money by hitting him with the tag a couple of times and then pay him the big money. It's all kind of how you want to do it, where you want to save the money, early or late in the contract. And a lot of owners like to save it early. You get them on the tag. It's cheap at the time. You get them through the entirety of his rookie deal. It is cheap. Even that fifth-year option is cheap in comparison to what Micah is going to make once he actually cashes in on that new contract. CeeDee Lamb, is he a $30+ million receiver? I think so, personally. And y'all heard me say this multiple times throughout the season. This offense is at its best when Dak and CD are cooking. And when Mike finally figured that out after the San Francisco offense took off and went to another level. And I was happy that Mike McCarthy did not stick to trying to do other things, whether it was run the football or get other people involved. No, get your best player involved. It opens up everything else around them. And he did, and it did, and it worked. It hurt him in the postseason against Green Bay as they were baited into things, but you got to let your best players play. CD is one of your best players, although yesterday on the blitz, Shereen Williams didn't seem to have the same enthusiasm of paying CeeDee Lamb.
Jerry's talks a lot about that, you've got to figure out how CD wants to be paid as the highest paid receiver, and Micah wants to be paid as the highest paid edge rusher. Micah, I would say, deserves it. I'm not sure CeeDee Lamb, if I'm starting to name, I know he made All-Pro. He's on my All-Pro ballot. Don't get all riled up, but you start naming the top three receivers. I don't have him in the top three receivers. I mean, Justin Jefferson was hurt all year. Let's be realistic. Justin Jefferson's a better receiver than CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb is really good. Does he deserve to be paid as the highest paid receiver in football? I don't think so. But the market is what the market is, and you're worth whatever somebody will pay you. So if that's what he wants, and he's going to hold out to get it, or whatever he's going to do to get it, or to threaten to leave, or to wait and be franchise tag, or play it like Dak Prescott did and bet on himself, that remains to be seen. But there's only so much money to go around. At some point, you're cutting corners at other positions to pay those guys. Me personally, I'm not sure I pay a receiver. I just think you can find, again, CeeDee Lamb's really good. I had him on my All-Pro ballot. I just think at some point you have to make some really hard decisions. And I think receiver and running back, to me, are positions that you can go find guys in the draft who are really good. And so I don't know that I'm going to spend a big portion of my salary cap on the receiver position. That's just me.
That was Shereen Williams Tuesday on the Blitz. And what do you think? Who is the guy that you don't see coming back for the Dallas Cowboys? Is it one of the big three, or is it somebody else that is about to hit free agency this coming off season? We'll discuss next right here on Extra Innings with Pledger. 656 ESPN 210-656-3776, or just drop it in at SA Sports Star on our YouTube live chat, and we will get to your comments and concerns about the Dallas Cowboys as we get ready for what Jerry's calling an all-in season, which context taken way out of context with that statement. But we'll get into that next here on Extra Innings with Pledger on 941 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Morning Huddle with Rob and RJ.
Friday on the Morning Huddle, did the Spurs take care of the Kings? We'll talk about it as they look forward to the Lakers. Will LeBron play?
Chatter continues to swirl that Dak Prescott is going to make somewhere near $60 million when it comes to his likely inevitable contract extension with the Dallas Cowboys, but that is not bad news. We'll explain why. We start at 6 a.m. on 94.1 San Antonio Sports.
Over the past decade, the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the UFC fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and certainly the best place to watch a game. The Roo Pub is next to the Angry Elephant and in the same plaza as the Big Blind there at 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Don't let pain keep you from doing the things you love. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett from Arasti. At Arasti, we fix pain fast. Whether you've been living with chronic and nagging pain for years, or if you've recently experienced an injury, our goal is to get you out of pain as quickly as possible. Arasti is completely natural and non-invasive. Plus, Arasti accepts most insurance plans. There's a location near you. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
Every day, Cintas service reps help businesses get ready for the workday. They provide freshly laundered workwear delivered every week. Mats, mops, restroom and cleaning supplies, first aid and safety products. They even test and inspect fire extinguishers and emergency lights. Cintas helps keep your business running smoothly. See what Cintas can do for you. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
And now another no-brainer money-saving tip from Progressive.
That doesn't sound good.
Paper shredder's jammed, but I think I fixed it.
Oh, well, try shredding these $50 bills then.
Seems like it's working.
Better try another $400.
Stop. Instead of using money, use regular paper. And here's a better tip from Progressive on how not to waste money. Don't pay too much for car insurance. Drivers who switch and save could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the name brands at up to 95% off. That's right, get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but for 95% less. It's the same medication, still prescribed by a licensed medical provider, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
Hey, poker players, the Big Blind is open. With a true Vegas feel, the Big Blind is the premier poker room in San Antonio, featuring an upscale environment catering to players from all abilities. Whether you are seeking high-octane tournaments or lively cash games, the Big Blind has a game for everyone. The Big Blind at 281 in Redland Road, just down from the Roo Pub, offers daily cash games to daily, weekly, and monthly tournaments. Learn more online at thebigblindsa.com. The Big Blind at 281 in Redland Road.
You want to know the difference between Steve Allison and Mark LaHood? Steve Allison defends kids. Mark LaHood defends violent criminals. Steve Allison banned drag shows for children. LaHood brags on his own law website about getting sex offenders off the hook. Steve Allison is a lifelong conservative. LaHood voted for liberal Democrats, including Joe Biden, all the way up until 2022. Steve designated Mexican drug cartels as terrorists. LaHood chooses to defend Mexican drug traffickers, putting them back on the streets. Steve Allison empowered police to arrest and deport illegal immigrants. Mark LaHood defended a violent criminal who was caught trying to murder a Border Patrol agent. The NRA, San Antonio Police Officers Association, and the Bexar County Deputy Sheriffs all endorsed Steve Allison. LaHood's campaign is paid for by neo-Nazi affiliates and criminals he's gotten off the hook. Steve Allison is honest and decent. Everything LaHood says about Steve is false. Every word. Now you know the difference.
Political ad paid for by the Steve Allison campaign.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Let our team keep your home running comfortable and worry-free. Call on Mr. Electric for all your electrical needs. 210-248-2026. Or get a hold of us online at mrelectric.com and enter your zip code.
License number TECL 34221.
If you smoke, take it outside. Get the facts at don'tpassgas.org.
Your home for the Dallas Cowboys is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Welcome back into Extra Innings with Pleasure right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. We are on YouTube live at SA Sports Star. You can comment along there. Rudolph Gonzalez says, if it's Micah or Lamb, I'm keeping Micah. Then he said, wait, let me think about it. Then he came to the conclusion that Lamb makes Prescott better, not vice versa. So now he's conflicted. I get it. And when you come down to that line of logic, you start to question Dak Prescott. In all likelihood, they are keeping all three of those guys because they are all three top of their position type players, top 10. And it's hard to win without a quarterback. Micah's one of the best at his position when it comes to edge rusher, and CD is one of the best at his position. Might be 5 down the list, but he's in the top 5 probably. I can't think of. You got Tyreek Hill, you got Justin Jefferson, and then you can start having conversations. AJ Brown, Jamar Chase. Like, you can start having conversations about CeeDee Lamb at this point, and real conversations. He's that good. I do believe that. And remember what the Cowboys looked like the last time they tried to get rid of a really good receiver. Get rid of Des Bryant. You're going to do it by receiver by committee. They had to trade for Amari Cooper midseason. The only reason it didn't look awful once they got rid of Amari Cooper is because they had CeeDee Lamb already. They had the replacement in line waiting to step up. And that's great for them. Another point in conversation during the show today has been the stadium. And downtown, the MySA reporting that the UT Board of Regents has met and agreed to sell or lease the Institute of Texans Culture's property to the city of San Antonio, which would presumably be the site of a new arena for the San Antonio Spurs when the time comes to build it. A lot of people want to get in on this conversation. 656-3776, 656 ESPN. Ryan, welcome into Extra Innings with Pleasure, my man. What's going on?
Hey, I'm doing well. How are you?
Hey, I'm always good, my man. What you got for me?
So, on the topic of the Texas Institute culture, I thought it would be a great idea. Like, unfortunately, if we did away with the Alamo Dome, or we kept the Alamo Dome, but we also instituted, a Mission Stadium, all brick, kind of aesthetically like the Pearl.
Mm-hmm.
We brought that across the street. I thought it'd be great that, we did something over there for the Missions, and we had a little baseball stadium, and then we instituted, something or did away with the Texas Institute cultures for the stadium aspect. And I love the Sky Bridge comment that you did, that we could do something to implement that side of town because, Hemisphere Park has been blown up. I've moved here 2 years ago, and I thought it was doing great. And so, everything down here is like culturally integrated into our city. So, I thought it'd be an idea, just bring the Missions over here, maybe bring the basketball stadium, like the Frost Stadium, a little bit closer, made a grid. I don't know if you've ever been to Denver, but, they have a little outdoor mall, and all their stadiums are within 5 miles apart from each other, maybe less, I presume.
Ball
and
Center,
area.
Invesco, or whatever they're calling Empower, whatever they call that, where the Broncos play now, and Coors Field.
Yeah, Coors Field, even the Pepsi Center where the Nuggets play.
Ball
Center, like all
Ball
of that
Center.
area. Yeah, so if you brought it in within all 5 miles, like how much our city would flourish. Plus, we have something where it's like, we have sports going on, and then you bring it down to Nyosa, not even a couple blocks away from the situation. And if we all made it aesthetically the same, brick, like red brick layers, or like we made it all kind of like integrate into the downtown area, I thought it would just be a phenomenal idea.
Yeah, and I'm all for building a baseball facility in that area as well. I want the entire area to be a sports complex with a bar and restaurant and shopping district all right there at the heart of it that makes that place kind of the it place of San Antonio when you're talking about, hey, I want to go to a game, or maybe I don't even have tickets to a game, but I just want to go enjoy a game atmosphere. It is the place to be in terms of once the game's over, everybody heads to that district and you're a part of the celebration, and it's like you went to the game. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's just a little hop, skip, and jump from here to there, and you're going everywhere, and you're feeling the vibe of the downtown area, because I feel like right now it's just like we're so separated all across the whole city. Like people don't even, when they come to San Antonio, yeah, they'll go see the Missions, or they go to the Alamo Dome for the UTSA games, or we have the NCAA Elite Eight or whatever it may be, the Final Four. But then the Missions so far stranded out on the island that, maybe bring in that culture too. Like just bring them over just a little bit closer to where like this is our sports district. Like this is where we hone in, and this is where we jump off of, and the river walk starts to produce more of a culture for
you know what? I'm not gonna lie,
small,
Ryan.
For small businesses.
As a sports guy, I've barely gone to Mission games. I don't go to as many Spurs games just because of the location of where they are. Like, the Missions are so far out on the other side of the world. I have no interest in going over there to go to a game, because even if it is $1 beer night, I don't want to pay or for an Uber fee that it's that far away. And on top of that, I'm not going to go out there, drink all night, and then try and drive back all the way to the other side of town. It's a fool's errand.
Yep. Yeah, it really is. It's like trying to, no offense, I live downtown, but it's like my friends are trying to bring me back to the north side. I'm like, I'm not going to go to the north side, to La Cantera, or that whole area where they built all the mall and the shopping centers, to go drink and have brunch or do something, and then try and risk it driving all the way back, like you said, for a $30 Uber. That's just like wasting, I'm not trying to be a jerk, but my time.
Yeah.
Essentially my time and my effort and my money.
But you put it all together in one spot, all of a sudden it becomes the place to be.
Yep, exactly.
I appreciate the phone call, Ryan. Call back anytime, my man.
Thank you for having my time. Take care.
Of course. Oh, man, this is going to be wild. I cannot wait for this to get done and see what this eventually turns into for the city of San Antonio, because it could be massive. I kept teasing the Cowboys could be saying goodbye to somebody very important that starts for them. I'll let you know who that could be this offseason. Coming up next, right here on Extra Innings with Pleasure on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Spring Golf Classic is set. Monday, March 25th at Golf Club of Texas. With plenty of prizes, including a shot at $50,000 in a trip to the big game. Go to sasportstar.com and get signed up. A 4-person scramble, $120 per player to join, or a group of 4 can sign up together for $400. It's the San Antonio Spring Golf Classic, benefiting the Will Smith Foundation. Monday, March 25th, presented by Flight by Yingling and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Hey, it's Rob Thompson here for SA Card House. Over there on San Pedro, you know where it is, 13400 San Pedro right there in Bitters. One of my favorite places to go for a lot of reasons. It's not just about the restaurant and the bar, which is a reason to be. It's not just about the atmosphere and the great games and all the prizes that go along with being a San Antonio Card House member. It's a vibe. It's a thing that you get. Whether you're a brand new player, they have brand new classes for you to get you interested in playing, to teach you how to play the game. They got great membership rates. They've got food to serve at great atmosphere while you're playing, or if you just bring your friends and family to play. But it's an atmosphere of success and fun, and that's why I go to SA Card House, and that's why you need to give them a try. Go check out their website, sacardhouse.com, but you're not going to know until you go. It's a private social club waiting for you to come and play. It's at Bitters in San Pedro. It is my SA Card House. Head there today. Thank me later.
If you're a man and you live in San Antonio or the surrounding areas, you need to pay close attention to what I'm about to say. Are you having issues rising to the occasion? Do you constantly worry about whether or not you can perform? Have you completely stopped having adult time? Is it something you just don't talk about? Guys, we have a solution. Mojo, the 100% guaranteed male enhancer pill that's fast, effective, and was designed to reignite passion, performance, and confidence in the bedroom. Yeah. Be ready at a moment's notice with the Mojo Male Enhancement Pill from Pure Line Nutrition. And for those of you who have used Mojo, check out Mojo Enduramax. Touchdown! A new formula that improves the potency and effectiveness of Mojo. Get fast results, last longer, and be the man she'll never forget. Mojo and Mojo Enduramax. 100% natural male enhancement formulas only available at Pure Line Nutrition. Call now, 210-494-2210. That's 210-494-2210. Or visit us online at thepureline.com.
Hello, this is Chip with Diamond J Properties. You're invited to our coastal waterfront grand opening on March 2nd, where you can get 2 acres with bay access for only $49.9. That's right, 2 acres bay access for only $49.9. This coastal waterfront community has over frontage with access to the ICW, Gulf, Matagorda Bay, and much more. Property features paved roads, underground utilities, boat launch, pier, pool, cabana, and more. This property is shown by appointment only. Call now, 210-853-0389. 210-853-0389. 210-853-0389. 210-853-0389.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9313. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and Yelp and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9313. That's 800-575-9313. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
This is Andrew Monaco, and the Aggies play here. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Welcome back into Extra Innings with Pleasure right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. Appreciate everybody for rolling through tonight. We've been talking about the Spurs' possible new home coming soon as Institute of Texan Cultures being sold to the city or lease, however they decide to go about that way. But it has long been insinuated that that would possibly be a spot for the Spurs' next arena, and in doing so, possibly a downtown sports bar district area to enjoy games at. Also, the Dallas Cowboys, tough decisions to make this offseason. CD, Micah, Dak, what are you going to do? Cap space. One name that might not be back, and it's not any of those that I mentioned, but he was a starter, and he's been very good for the Cowboys since they drafted him out of Wisconsin in the 4th round here 4 years ago. Tyler Biadasz, the center, the starting center for the Dallas Cowboys. He hits the open market. You don't use the franchise tag on him. It's going to be possibly very difficult for you to retain someone like him unless you can get him back on a discount. And if you lose him, you got to start looking at names like Jackson Powers Johnson, like the Oregon interior lineman that can also play center, or Barton, the guard center combo out of Duke. Like, those are names that you're going to have to start getting associated with when it comes to the draft, and the combine starts next week. I think the interior of both lines is going to be a heavy focus in this draft for the Dallas Cowboys. Not sure if it's going to be first round focus, but if you lose a Tyler Biadasz in free agency, it obviously ups the ante. You've also got the possibility of losing Tyron Smith. So what do you do there? Are you kicking Tyler Smith out to left tackle, or are you drafting Tyron Smith's replacement? Hopefully, he doesn't want to leave Dallas. They found the perfect way to load manage him to get him through a season to avoid injury, and he comes back on a lesser contract to finish out his career as a lifelong Dallas Cowboy, and knows the importance of being a lifelong Dallas Cowboy and possibly being in the Ring of Honor very soon after he does finally decide to call it quits. The other question is Terrence Steele. Anyone coming off the possibility you kick him inside to left guard, kick Tyler Smith outside to tackle, and draft the replacement on the right side if Tyron Smith leaves you in free agency. These are all very, very tough questions that the Dallas Cowboys have coming this offseason. Appreciate y'all for joining me here on Extra Innings with Pleasure. We'll see you tomorrow, same bat time, same bat channel.
It's the Morning Huddle with Rob and RJ.
Friday on the Morning Huddle, did the Spurs take care of the Kings? We'll talk about it as they look forward to the Lakers. Will LeBron play?
Chatter continues to swirl that Dak Prescott is going to